Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Summer Cup Round of 16 bracket cast. As you have probably noticed, I am not Legorv. I am filling in temporarily while he works on some internet issues. We have Nebula hosting for us today, and joining me on the cast is Martini.
Hello, hello.
So, since we are in the bracket stage, let's go ahead and start things off by taking a look at how the group stages have concluded. So, looking around at how some of these groups turned out. There's a few that may have turned out exactly as expected. I would say there's probably more that have some surprises lurking in them. So let's see here. Yeah, starting things off. Yeah, kind of an interesting result. Right off the bat, Group A, very highly competitive bracket. Or very highly competitive group rather. Not too surprised to see Scout on top, and very excited to see Acetine in the effect in the mix. Would have liked to seen a wrestler as well, but yeah, really tough group to land in. Um, yeah, looking at some of the others, yeah, mini OP kind of expected. Group H is an interesting one to me, Martini. Like we expected that one to be extremely competitive, and it was true, except for the fact that Crash won every single match, leaving the rest of it to be competitive. Any big surprises for you?
Yeah, there's some new faces, some upsets in there, but like you said, I think H and A, who our first two competitors are from, Scout and Guggie, were definitely the hardest of the groups. I could see anyone from H going far in this tournament, but Grosh and Guggie do survive. David narrowly missing the mark, and who knew losing some close games as well.
Yeah, and we actually have a newcomer. It's always exciting, when a newcomer is in a tournament. Even more exciting when they make the brackets. Starzy moves along with Lev T. So I mean, right off the bats like Starzy had a very competitive match with Lev. Like we all got to see that match. The match with even Mad Spy. I mean, like every single match like looked really good and looked like a very strong player. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. But yeah, and let's see. A few of these groups, like kind of maybe the two you expected to advance, but maybe not in the exact order. Verdris, taking first over Adapayesh, winning the head-to-head, which we all saw that very very impressive style. Psycho, ahead of Beanie, maybe not quite as surprising, but Psycho um, definitely has shown can play at a really high level when he wants to, and Oh, another interesting group to me is Group G. So we saw Gentlemen have an extremely close battle with Rav, and just based off of that result, I'm like, okay, Gentleman is like in top form. He's gonna move on. But Banana Bread had something to say about that. Had a very close head-to-head where yeah, Bread just narrowly edged out Gentleman and was able to move on to the brackets because of that.
Yeah, just to finish the margins there for gentlemen, almost getting a Rov, almost getting a tie with Rov, which would have been a huge result, but unfortunately does not make it through. Um, but Firelord Ethan, another newer player, showing up here along with Star Z. He does not advance, but he showed some good stuff in there, and I'm looking forward to his future tournaments.
Yeah, and I think that just about covers the brackets. I think we can maybe go ahead and take a look at the new venues for this stage of the tournament. And I do believe Legorv is back with us, if I'm not mistaken.
I am. Thank you so much for filling in, Hornet. Well, my internet decided to take a very opportune moment to go down.
Absolutely, happy to step in and talk about the matches so far, and feel free to take over from here.
All right. So with this new venue format for the bracket stage, we have library starting us off, then ballroom, gallery, and redwoods in the middle, the four of eights. Moving on to terrace, and to finish us off, it looks like we
Modern.
have modern.
Yep. So
But
I guess
four of
I'll,
eight.
Yeah, 4 of 8 modern. So a lot of missions, a lot of 4 of 8s and 5 of 8s. Terra's the only 3 mission venue in here, so there's going to be a lot of opportunities, but also a lot of things for the snipers to track. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and starting out with that 5 of 8 could be a open sniper set for most of these players. Then we're kind of open season in the middle there. And of course, if the match does go at 6-6, I think we have balcony as our tiebreaker,
Yes, we
which
do.
does use all 13 venues in the first 2 formats.
Right, because yes, these are the 6 venues that were not in the group stage. So all venues are covered now.
Well, yeah, with that, I think we can move on to our first match of the day. We have Guggie and Scout. All right, and it seems like we're all ready to go. So we'll get this first game started then in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Big guard on to Amba there to start this one off. Guggie will take a bug on passing, has some decent cover on either side of the ambassador. Highlight comes off once we reach the statues, so
Yeah,
Guggie
so
might
we're
have
getting
gotten away
some.
with that.
Oh, that is definitely an accidental swap. Oh, we were making quick progress, but we didn't want to make this much progress.
Yeah, we'll see if Guggie got greedy by taking that. Scout is on top of the swamp, but I think that bug might have been clean.
Yeah, I think the idea was, we got a clean bug, so now we can step into statues. If we get a highlight, it's not a big deal. But from the camera shakes, I think that was an action priority mistake. We didn't want to do a swap there, and Scout pretty easily catches us walking away and takes the shot.
Start for Scout. Nice, quick, easy sniper win. See if they can hold strong, take a lead on Spy side. And we'll get this one started then in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Scott looking to get a sweep on a venue where it is not easy to do, arguably the most sniper favored venue, one of the 5 of 8s, and we take a bug on the way around, and Guggie takes the highlight. I think he thinks he might have seen something there.
Yeah, I think that's just a good bug credit because that was well timed crossing the pillar with the ambassador.
Yeah, the hand was facing outwards, and Disney does have those big paws, so Guggie might have caught a glimpse of that as we step into convo to start our flirt.
Laser lingers momentarily as Scout takes that flirt, but could be innocuous. A lot of activity on this right side. Fingerprint going down at yellow shelf.
Conversations are pretty full. We don't have Rio, and the DA is out, so maybe thinking about not taking this. Actually, all the DAs are out, so Sniper would know it was fake if we did.
Blessing in disguise then for Scout. Double agent joins. Could make that situation tempting. Timer flirt is a second green. Putting Scout in a good pace. Got 2 stacked very closely at shelf there.
Oh yeah, the little diagonal library stacking. Somehow legal.
Left side of the venue very empty, so Guggie taking only very brief looks over there. Contact is looking a bit better now.
Banana bread.
All 3 double agents have made their way into conversation, and there's a number of lowlights to be taken, but not too many to be considered.
Yeah, a couple of statue visitors, but like you said, all three conversations with DAs is great for us.
Gonna move on after taking that contact. We're gonna step in for one of these soft tells. The printed yellow has been thoroughly destroyed by the diagonal stack. Emma finally makes his way to the left side of the venue, so I will attract some of Guggie's attention that way. Missing drink with a difficult print. So could be a big change of plans for Scout had they hit that print.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Hitting that print changes a lot, but we do still have 2 minutes, so our options are open.
Yeah, and if Guggie did have suspicion, we are just killing time, which can play into Scout's favor, but we do have 2 more missions to do. Burning time can make that kind of alarming to do later in the game.
Yeah, print probably off the table at this point, and we decide to step into statues, probably to start inspects. I think swap would be a little early here.
We have remained the only highlight in this game thus far, so no doubt there will be lots of attention paid to the statue visit.
Yeah, a little unusual to see a party on library with just one highlight, so that is unlucky for us. As we step into finished statues, we have real contact. Guggie has credited us with bug, presumably, but
Yeah,
no
Guggie
shot
no
comes
doubt
yet.
hates this. Does manage to hold the shot, potentially having the correct mission count of 4. But it's going to be difficult for Scout to get anything by here as we step into the left pillar, probably to set up a purloin. It's going to be without a chain.
Yeah, here's the request.
White purloin without a chain. Going to be seen. Guggie's going to find the shot, but have to imagine that Scout was in a rough position regardless of which mission attempted.
Yeah, I mean maybe you hit a green and someone does something distracting somewhere, but it seemed like we were top sus the whole way, and Guggie was just waiting for one last excuse to take the shot.
Yeah, I want to take a look at that bug again. It was a wrong arm towards the sniper, but as Guggie looked back, it's kind of hard to notice except for the actual snapback of the hand. That is kind of as expected, a sniper split of library. We'll move on to ballroom next. Guggie starting us off as Kane. And if you're ready, we can just get this one started. In 3, 2, 1, planet.
All right, Kane gaming for Guggie as we step into convo and start with a 51% flirt. Another small man DA, by the way. Probably a coincidence, but some people don't like putting small man on DA, so because they want him to be a suspect, but not this time.
Yeah, typically you see that more on Taeyeon or occlusion venues in general. We do have Red Dress ST, who was the spy last game. Guggie is certainly a character. I was about to say a character. He's a player
You're not
who
wrong.
certainly enjoys his character picks.
Yeah, sometimes he likes to spell things out with his spies. Might be worth monitoring.
You have HC. Hard to spell anything with that unless it's backwards. Second flirt, not green this time. Maybe setting up near the double agent. As we could get a print off that green shelf and potentially finish off that flirt.
General going to middle statues. Definitely worth noting for Guggie if he wants to go for a frame later.
Yep, and it looks like Scout's doing inspect completion highlights as we avoid one next to general.
Oh, and this might be a bug setup coming up.
Yeah,
We're standing.
obliges. ST will kindly join, allowing us to finish that. General is knocked out by this as well. He won't be credited with that fingerprint. We attempt the reverse bug, but Amber was a bit too far away.
Yeah, standing a little too far in. If that had taken, we'd be in a great position right now because I don't think Scout was really on top of that.
Yeah, but without it, we are in dire straits. We have a minute left to get an inspect if Guggie wants to continue down that route, but otherwise we'll need 2 more missions. Requesting a drink. Gonna speculate on red dress here, and we're gonna step away from that. Guggie taking a path towards statues, but I think didn't like his path into it.
Yeah, or maybe he didn't like that the ambassador was standing there as he was maybe going for a swap here. We'll see.
For inspects after a contact completion, will proc a highlight out of scout. But 20 seconds left and we have to rush a mission. Amba, potentially double walking. We enter conversation, start talking, and that will be enough for Scout to find the shot. That's a good recovery if that bug was only creditable.
Yeah, from Scout's view, I think the cane arm is visible, kind of sticking out behind Irish, so that's a good catch by Scout. And if not, you know, that talk after a walking bug, if you look for it, it is quite spy-like because talking after a successful bug cuts the animation short, so spies like doing that. So if anything, it's a behavioral tell that you might be able to catch in your next game.
Yep, good spot from Scout on that bug animation. Had the first one taken, though, I think Guggie would have had that one.
Yeah, for sure. I think that one, you know, the distraction BB, despite knocking out a center inspector, I think Scout was probably busy taking lowlights. That bug definitely would have been clean.
Well, we'll see if Scout can break serve this time on Ballroom as Rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it. A lot of window visitors to start this one off. It's going to be difficult to make it over to the suction target. Fingerprintable drink. We offered to an SDA, which is not very fortunate for Scout.
No, and it looks like we're just gonna finally join our ST in conversation.
Yeah, we've called Toby over. Gonna go for the difficult attempt. On the bright side, Scout might try to keep Boots in conversation. Oh, and hits the difficult print this time. But a potential suspect near the briefcase could even finish prints. You would want to keep them in convo, and that's beneficial as she is the suspected double agent, but unfortunately won't be taking the bullet this game.
Well, it is Guggie, so you never know. I've heard he's shot Toby before. Just a rumor.
Haven't we all? No, just me. 4 low lights available on that. Scout's got some good early progress. Ampa might leave this briefcase nearby. Potential for that reverse bug if Ampa had gone to the back of the venue, but Scout, I don't think, was ready to take it.
Yeah, not a bad position for us. We're just content taking the timer flirts, and now we're just going to finish prints with this briefcase. Pretty good pacing so far. Just need the 1 close flirt and a 4th mission.
I would love to see us take that, but we're just going to step closer. This is probably the safer play. Especially since that would have had to be a green, if not more, to actually work out.
Ooh, Amba just barely too far away for a standing bug, but it looks like Guggie is staring us down anyway, so maybe a good thing.
Ooh, we slightly twitched there. I think trying to speculate on a better bug. Boots potentially finishing at Prince here on the same setup that we had. One difficult and one easy print. Looks like Scout will opt for the safe Softail finish, going to center inspects. Guggie doesn't have these prints. This could be a win for Scout.
Yeah, just gotta hit one of these green tests, and they do. So
Yeah,
this should
it's the
be a
most
safe
important
2
one.
cycle.
First green is the most important. It shaves off the most time. Down. And Guggie does find the shot.
Wow.
Very nicely done. Did not have a highlight for prior suspicion, but did have the threat count.
Yeah, he waited for that 2 cycle just to make sure, but he did have contact and prints for us, so that is a good shot by Guggie on a full Softail game by Scout.
Yeah, and now I think onto a more difficult venue. That should hopefully challenge these snipers a bit more. It's Gallery. And we've had Guggie playing as the slowest character on a large venue, so we'll see how he fares in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
He spawned right next to the bookshelf, and it looks like Guggie is immediately ripping a book out, maybe going for a cheese transfer here, and that is what we do.
It is. We've made the transit successfully. Amba's been crowded in the meantime. Looks like Scout has guarded him long enough and will decide to start taking cast lowlights. But it seems like Guggie is safe. Not picking up a stealth highlight here as the laser linkers.
Yeah, that is one clean, braceless hardtail in the bag for Guggie. So we're off to a great start, and Scout is going to have to find a way to come back into this game somehow.
Yeah, we're starting out with more partial inspects to avoid that highlight. Certainly can be valuable to do against someone who won't punish you for doing partial inspects. SD has not been very flirtable thus far. Very crowded combo positions.
Yeah, and as said, we are playing the slowest character, so it's going to take us a while to chase them down, but we do get there eventually.
Yeah, hopefully with that clean hardtail, we don't get galleried too hard.
It is one of the big concerns on this venue. The double agent oftentimes will spend a lot of time outside of convo because there are only 2 and they're extremely far apart. And also, the only place you can time at is way out in the front, so very little options for, crash time ads at the end of the game or when you're starting to run out of time.
Yeah, very easy to be in a position where you physically cannot extend the game. 45% flirt means we need at least 2 more, but 2 minutes, I'm not too concerned yet about our pacing.
No, I think, if we assuming we finish inspects here, if we don't have contact, then we can probably, there are options like bug or swap block, whatever it may be. It's not as clean, but we have options, at least.
Even better, we decided to leave right after getting that second flirt. We're going in for inspect completion now for taking the contact. Scout rotating to check on swap since we are on the back-facing statue.
We're actually not. We haven't been highlit despite finishing inspects, so Scout possibly forgetting that we already had a first pair.
Yeah, gallery, at least personally, is kind of tough to remember that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone just kind of lines up along the middle and kind of hide behind each other. Yeah.
We gave chase to the outside conversation, but Kane will actually set us up for a double dip in the back conversation, going for any flirt and this contact. We got time to do it, and without that highlight, I think Guggie's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, we definitely didn't get galleried there. Thankfully, both the ST and the DA coming to the back conversation for us, and a clean and easy finish for us. No panic.
Yep, and a flex green purloin to end it off. So a little bit of a first spy win of the game from Guggie. On Gallery, we'll see if Scout can mirror that success, or if it'll be back to snipers in 3, 2, 1, 0.
Now, this is a small man venue, and we see that he has been designated to the ST role, which means he cannot be the DA or STA.
Unfortunately, Scout moves paintings, and Smallman will join exactly where she stood.
Yeah, so we go right back and flirt, and thankfully he does not leave.
Yeah, and takes a drink. Will limit his actions for the next bit. Some highlights outside from Guggie. Not quite sure what those are for. Second flirt is white and cancelled, unfortunately. While you would love to finish flirt in 2 there, getting the white is still much better than what has occurred. Amber going outside, Scout into blue shelf. We don't have great cover if we wanted to take this over to green. But we still could speculate on a microfilm.
Yeah. Scout agrees, takes the book out for now, tries to flirt again, optimistic, but small man leaves it once again.
Really banking on Smallman to take a sip there. Ooh, going for a bug on the way back to shelf, but that will just wave to the sniper.
Yeah, hoping the Amber just keeps walking forward, but he jukes left, our arm goes out to the right, and the bullet catches us right in the back of the head.
Yeah, it was going to be tough to sell that one regardless. Amber would have had to keep very close to the wall. On to another occlusion venue. I guess our first one was library. It's not typically considered an occlusion venue, but another Smallman venue, nonetheless. And we have another red dress pick from Guggie. I have not been keeping track since ballroom. Maybe a tendency is emerging. But we'll see what Guggie gets up to in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I believe we're at HDEH so far. Not spelling any word I know, but...
Alright, Kane is D. I think I considered him C earlier, but that'd be Taft.
Taft, yeah. Looks like our seduction target left before we could flirt, so we rage chase into the statues and pick up and inspect while we're at it.
Yeah, and that's relatively harder to pair, being across the bookshelf. Gonna take the briefcase, or the bug, as we had passed the ambassador into...
I don't know how that was a wrong arm, but it somehow was.
I think under the cover of trees, it didn't really matter. Guggie seems to be in the clear, and that bodes well, getting another spy win by.
Yeah,
taking another bug path there. Really trusting Scout to have vision on that bug path.
Yeah, maybe thinking that the first one looked so bad that if I get credited again, who cares? But we're going just statue to single statue to single statue, and just like that, we're done with inspects once again.
We are, and if you're rooting for Scout here, you'd like to see a statue highlight, if that is indeed the strategy. Because otherwise we have inspects done and another hardtail clean.
Yeah, it's 2 games in a row where we finish inspects and we aren't highlighted for it.
That said, some snipers do vary their rote strategies by venue.
It's very true. But the fact that we do have that and the bug in our pocket bodes very well for us. And not very well for Scout.
Yeah, it could be done here had we had the first flirt. But only one more to go without a highlight. Be tough for Scout to recover. stepping in at a distance too. Going in for the last flirt. A minute left on the clock, and I don't see any way that Scout recovers this in time. Guggie's got another spy win.
Yeah, and like you said, I think that that bug right as we're walking across tree, Scout's rotating to the right, and the arm is hidden behind the tree, as well as a teal in the front conversation. So,
if I'm correct, that makes our score 5-2.
You would be correct.
That means that Scout would have to reverse sweep this to avoid balcony, at the very least.
It is true, although Scout does like balconies, so maybe that wouldn't be the worst for them.
Yeah. But we got Scout as Salmon on Redwoods, spying to avoid the draw, having to bring it back. 3, 2, 1, playing it. Still has a long way to go.
Yep. And Redwood's one of the more spy-favored venues in the game, so Scout definitely could tie it up, at least for this venue, with a spy split.
Yeah, we've landed really close to Amber. We're going to force him out, but we take the standing bug. And I think Guggie, on rotation, was a bit unprotective of that.
Yep.
I think Scout's in the clear.
Salmon, despite having a pretty big arms when it comes to walking bugs, his standing bug is actually rather subtle. His head barely moves, so it can be pretty good on a venue like this where you can get cross-convo bugs.
Ooh, General, returning the briefcase, picked up a highlight, I think, for his spacing and combo, and just took a total path alongside the Ambassador into a center bookshelf. Means he's a high threat if Scout's aware of him. Second flirt also white, both 31 adding to 63. Means we will need a green on the last one if we don't want to flirt fourth time.
Not looking like a bad contact, but the DA is out, so we're a little hesitant.
Yeah, General has made his way into a conversation and is talking relatively quickly. But if General holds onto that book for too long, he could lose a lot of his heat by returning it correctly.
Yeah, looks like we're just content to timer flirt here until the DA makes a move, and he does enter a conversation now.
Yeah, would not be a bad time to switch over now that we've gotten that green flirt. Stepping in, only 2 or 3 low lights available. SDA has stepped out, unfortunately, but her conversation was not very occupied to begin with. General's on his way out. Double Agent will leave as well.
Yeah, now the time is not looking great for us. We still have a last mission to do, and we might have waited a little too long to do this contact.
Ooh, we did just have a confirmation of the SDA, because Double Agent was forced away from conversation by somebody joining. We go for a delegate and potentially just a contact. Finish this one off. General making his way back into back in the other conversation. I don't think he's picked up much heat. So there's 3 other highlights above him.
Really holding this contact and delegate. Looks like we're going to take it now and probably send shortly thereafter.
Yeah, Smallman, the only highlight with real.
Oh, there's 3 people at bar.
Double agent left.
Oh no.
Fake. We sent the other person who was in our conversation, and the conversation completely dissolved. So now we need to swap this.
Yeah. So we need to swap, and then hope that if this delegate expires, we're just going to time out.
Yes, and we could have double heat from 2 ways of causing this overtime. We were at statues, and delegate expires right as he's about to take it too. That was extremely close.
Yeah, every person in front of Duke in line, the 3 people at bar, all of them counting towards that export. Yeah, for just one last person, and it would have taken, and maybe we survive to overtime and make Guggie take a tough shot, but we don't even get that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other plan Scout could have done. Double Agent was out of conversation still. We had already bugged. Yeah, that was an unfortunate loss. Not much of Scout's own fault. I could have time-added, I suppose.
Yeah, or maybe Scout was taking a risk by not taking one of those earlier BBs, but DA is just not predictable sometimes.
Anyway, Guggie into Terrace has the opportunity to close it out here with another Kane game. We'll get this one started in 3, 2, 1, playing it. We have Modern up next if needed.
Yep, Guggie spying for the win here. Starting off with a 34% flirt and picking up a drink.
A lot of pressure on Scout. Elimination point.
People joke about balcony being a coin flip venue, but this one can be sometimes too, because it's 3 missions, and if you can get flirt and contact, 2 people with real contact, and one of them is delegating to the other, you just kind of have to go off of flirt and behavioral tells at that point.
Yep, very nice flirt percentage from Guggie. Yeah, you do get a bit more to go off, and the spy does have a bit more control over who has real BB and frame a bit more targetedly.
As we send off to Mr. Yu, Duke.
We're going to step in for contact. I somehow doubt that we're going to use that cover. Purloin is taken. See if Scout's able to narrow this down effectively. Don't have a low light on Kane.
The low lights are coming off one by one. Correct so far.
Yeah, this looks fairly accurate to the early bar goers. Duke steps in for contact, and that will be the opportunity to take it.
No shot as of yet, maybe waiting for a talk.
Yeah, this could be a case of next talker dies. Next talker won't be Guggie.
Oh. So, okay. Duke was the taker, and he gets brought back up, but we are still down.
Yeah, a bit of doubt setting in on Kane, as I really like this play. Just going to do an inspect. It's completely useless to finishing missions here, presumably. We're going to step in for the last flirt at some point.
Yeah, Guggie really just saying, hey, look, I'm not flirting.
Duke switching conversations. Potentially to pick up the briefcase, though. Could be the deciding moment of this. Hitting 10 seconds, Guggie should flirt in the next view. Here's the completion as Duke also talks. Scout holding. It looks like Guggie will advance. Congratulations to Guggie. Commiserations to Scout. I think that's a 7-2 scoreline from Guggie.
Yep, and his first time advancing to the top 8, I believe, in the season cup. So
Guggie to the moon. And I believe, as far as the bracket goes, I look at this without spoiling myself is now the question. Guggie will face the winner of Max Snacks versus Banana Bread.
Yeah, Max Snacks, player that's been around for a while, but came back recently to the competitive scene to enter the Summer Cup. Did very well in
Swept
groups.
his
I believe
group.
he won. Yeah.
Swept his group. Very impressive.
So he's looking to be back in peak form and going up against Banana Bread, who has also been around for a while.
Yeah, two very solid players. Going against Guggie. So excited to see that one. Shall we move on to